Setting.
There we go.
Okay, you're on there.
Okay, it is 7 o'clock. Time to call the meeting to order. This is the Zoning Board of Appeals. And we certainly have a quorum tonight. Tonight we have a public hearing for a mislocated building appeal, Majestic Regency Resort. Do we have someone representing them here? Yep, okay. Sam Patel, owner of Majestic Regency Resort, located at 102 Post Road, further identified as Assessor's Tax Map 105, Lot 006, is requesting a mislocated building appeal pursuant to Article 9, Section 145-67A5. The mislocated building appeal is for a 1,232 square foot structure held as a community hall for the lodging facility, which had been built within the required setbacks. We have jurisdiction under the section, and I'll just read that right now very quickly. Mislocated building appeal. To hear and decide upon appeal in specific cases where existing buildings are found to be in violation of the setback requirements and where such location of buildings will not be contrary to the public interest, whether an appeal should be granted. In order to grant a mislocated building appeal, the board must find that there was no willful or premeditated action or gross negligence to build within the setback, and that is the criteria that must be met. Do we have any conflicts of interest on the board?
No.
No conflicts on the board, very good. So the appellant will give their testimony first, and members of the board will ask any questions they have of the appellant, and then the code office will be the same thing. They'll give their testimony and also questions through the chair to the code office. And you'll also have a chance for rebuttal, and if any interested parties are here and they wish to speak, they will have a chance to speak as well. Any questions before you start, sir? Okay, present your appeal, please.
Alright, so my name is Aaron. I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. I'm the son.
Aaron, what's your last name, sir?
Patel.
Patel.
Yes, sir. So,
You can have a seat if you
Sit
want.
down, relax.
sorry.
Take a load off.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And you are Sam Patel, sir?
Yeah, he's my son.
Yep, okay.
Alright, so to kind of start things off, it came to the city's attention that there was a violation where the building that's mentioned was within the setback zone. It was actually around 10 feet from the buffer zone, where it per ordinance should be at 15 feet. We were not aware of this. We did not build the building. We had no acknowledgement of this. We are pretty sure that it happened multiple owners ago. It wasn't even like the previous owner type of situation here. It's listed on here as Harry. We've never met the individual. I don't think the previous owner has. It must have been multiple owners ago. But anyways, my point here being, we didn't build the building. We didn't move the building, certainly by any means. We just bought the property, and the building is as is in terms of location as to what was there.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
No, so it just, we look, it was 10 feet, it's 10 feet off the lot line versus 15. That's the,
I just wanna confirm, I don't wanna give you inaccurate info.
oh, you just got a drawing, I just wanna make sure.
Yep, on here it's listed as 10 feet is what it actually is at currently.
And it's just that one building, cause there's other buildings.
Well-
There's only one.
Okay, good, okay.
Jody?
It's 10 feet at its closest point.
Yep.
So that's where we targeted for this particular appeal. The
Yep.
other buildings that are on the property pre-existed zoning, so we're not looking at those buildings. This is
Okay.
the only building we need to look at for this appeal.
Anything else?
It was, the building permit was done in 1997 as well as the site plan.
Mhm.
It just wasn't located on the property in the right location. I'm not quite sure what the criteria was when they did inspections back then, so I can't answer to why it happened.
But there was a building permit for this building,
Yes.
for this structure, and it just so happens that,
That was I believe that was included in the packet, wasn't it?
right,
Yes.
an 80 or a 90, all right, fine.
1997.
97, okay.
28 years.
Any more questions?
See, there's a propane tank right on the corner too? Is that,
No, this building doesn't have propane.
shows it on here, a propane tank right on the corner that's closest to the property line?
Is it marked by the, oh, this propane right here?
What's the question?
It's marked
It's
here.
not anymore.
So there's no
No,
propane tank there
there's
now?
no propane in that building, that building, yeah, that doesn't have any propane anymore.
Okay, good,
Any more questions?
no, I'm good.
Anyone in the public want to say anything? All by yourself?
So I'm Gabriel Clark. My mother is Janet Clark. I'm representing a abutting property. We are 210 Old County Road, so we are on the back side of the Holiday House and the adjoining property line there. So from our understanding, the setback is 15 feet. I don't know if we necessarily have a horse in this race, but just from my understanding, that's all I know.
Yeah, it's a required 15-foot setback from the property line, yeah.
And from my knowledge, I don't see this propane tank that we're talking about as well, so just to reiterate that I don't think there's a propane anywhere near that.
Yeah, clear that.
Yeah, and they've recently cleared, I don't know if this was brought to attention because of the Holiday House running a line through that stone, close to that stone wall, but there was recent work done there as well, so but just abiding to that.
I have a question for the code officer, may, Mr. Chairman?
Did you anybody have any questions for the appellant first? No? Okay, go ahead.
I mean, this was constructed in 1997,
Yes.
so we're going 28 years,
Yes.
years ago. So it's been non-conforming for 28 years.
It was.
How long is the jurisdictional authority of the code office go back?
Forever.
Forever?
If it doesn't meet it, it doesn't meet it. If the requirements were in place and it didn't meet it at the time, then it's never grandfathered in. It has to be legally conforming or legally non-conforming. This would be legally non-conforming once, if you decide to go with this
If it's
appeal.
granted, right.
Correct. And the work that they're talking about is with the Holiday House. It has nothing to do with the Majestic Regency.
Anything else, anyone?
No, my conclusion is this was unknown to these individuals
Yeah,
and.
we're getting into that. Any
Okay,
questions?
no,
We're good.
Okay, any last words, or you guys all set?
Yeah, I think we're all set, thank you.
Then I would entertain a motion that, well, before we do that, let's see. All of us members are here, so
I'm an
you guys can be
associate.
here. Mary and Mike, you can be here, but you can't vote, okay? Yep. I would entertain a motion that we then close the public hearing.
So motioned?
second,
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of closing the public hearing? Public hearing closed then, all right. Who wants to kick it off here?
well, I will just say that it seems like the individuals, the owners, this was unknown to them and not discovered until a new survey was done. So I think under the criteria of no willful intent or those are the words,
Owner or previous owner?
previous owner, right, so I think
Goes
it's.
back, you said three, four owners back, right?
Yeah.
Owner being plural.
Right, so it's not, I don't think it's not contrary, if we were to grant the mislocated building variance, it would not be contrary to public interest in any way. Okay, that's one criteria. The other criteria is there was no willful or premeditated action or gross negligence. At least I don't see any willful or predetermined, premeditated action. And, okay.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree. It's Sardini.
So I went ahead and Stacy sent me a template for mislocated building appeal, findings of fact and decision. And I used that, and so I put together these draft findings. And I think we can go through these now, and this way we won't have to have a follow-on meeting.
sounds good.
So, everybody has their copy? The draft on it?
Yeah.
So, I will read it. I think I don't need to read the date and the name and stuff. Appeal, on 12 June 2025, the Zoning Board of Appeals of Wells, Maine held a public hearing for a mislocated building appeal submitted by Sam Patel as allowed by Wells Land Use Ordinance 145-67A5. The property is located at 102 Post Road in the GB District and is further identified as tax map 105 lot 6. Deliberations and discussion took place following the close of the public hearing. Findings of fact, and if anybody sees anything, just speak up. The subject property is owned by Sam Patel in the GB District and is further identified as tax map 105 lot 6. A survey of the subject property by Sebago Techniques, project number 240856, dated 2/7/2025, indicates the 28-foot by 44-foot building, now used as a community hall, is within the required 15-foot setback from the abutting property, which is identified as Tax Assessor's Map 105 Lot 4. The abutting property, Tax Assessor's Map 105 Lot 4, is in the GB District. Land Use Ordinance 145-67, Powers and Duties, subsection A5, and I'll not read that again because it's right out of the ordinance. The subject structure was erected in 1997 and acquired by the current owner on 28 February 2020. Land Use Ordinance 145-26 GB District, subsection F, dimensional requirements in part, setbacks. All structures shall be at least 15 feet from any lot line. Everybody good?
Yep.
Based on testimony received on 12 June 2025, it is the conclusion of the Zoning Board of Appeals that no willful or premeditated action or gross negligence was taken by the appellant to build within the setback. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
So now we get to vote on this. And I won't bother taking a straw poll because this is the real thing.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
May 12th, 2025.
I'm sorry, did I say May?
The month
Says
is
June,
incorrect.
I said June, didn't I?
Throughout the
Ooh,
document.
all
June
through it.
yeah.
Absolutely right. So everywhere it says June, boy, I was way ahead of myself, wasn't I? Everywhere it says June needs to be changed to May.
To be fair, it did feel like June today.
I'm glad you spoke up, Mary. Wow. You know, you write your own stuff and you just don't see the mistakes. I was consistent though.
One other, you have for existing home at 8 Thompson Street, we need to change that
Where's this, Mary?
on the decision,
You
on the
get the
second
decision.
page, decision.
All right,
You said
the
you used,
address,
you said
Oh.
you used a template.
Wow. Yeah, I messed that up too.
So that's the Post Road address,
Yeah.
correct?
Yep, and I believe that's 102 Post Road. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yep.
On the, above that, where it says no, or the negligence or gross negligence by the, should we say, or the previous owner, isn't that in the code also though, the owner or previous
You know,
owner?
I just don't really wanna go there.
It's in the code, that's why I was just asking.
Yeah. I really don't wanna go there. Okay, now that you guys have pointed out my gross errors,
I did.
are we ready to vote on the findings of fact as amended?
Make,
Okay,
I'll make a proposal that we accept the findings as fact
as amended.
as amended.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you. Now we get to vote on the decision, and I will read that again with the correct address. Based on the above findings of fact and conclusions on 12 May 2025, the Wells Zoning Board of Appeals decided by a vote to grant your mislocated building appeal for the existing home, it's not a home,
Structure.
structure at 102 Post Road. All in favor of voting to grant this appeal? Appeal's granted. Okay, that's that. I doubt very much that the appellant wants to appeal this decision, but
You can ask.
they have the right to do that if they wish.
Well, that's not.
Jodine, when will this be ready to sign?
This will be ready tomorrow after 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Sign.
Now, I know way back in the dark ages when I was here before, we used to have to notarize the findings of fact and decision.
Correct.
Is that not true anymore?
That is still true.
That is still true.
Yes, because it's gonna be recorded at the registry of deeds,
Okay, but you also have an additional form that was sent,
the certificate.
the certificate, so they both have to be notarized.
Yes.
Okay,
We'll have
and they
somebody
both will be
available.
prepared tomorrow?
They will be.
Okay. When did you say?
11 a.m. Anytime
11
after
a.m.
11 or after.
Okay. All right. Thinking of my busy schedule, I think I'll be able to. Okay. So your appeal is granted, and the paperwork, I'll say Wednesday, you should be able to check on it, make sure. All right, that's that. Jodine, we got anything else coming up?
You do not, not at
Okay.
this time.
Anybody got anything they wanna talk about?
You just have
Go
some.
over minutes, we're gonna,
Oh, minutes.
but these gentlemen are well, are free to leave.
Unless they really wanna listen to this.
I would blame them, I would.
It was an absolute pleasure.
You did a great
Y'all have
job.
a great night, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much, we appreciate it.
Okay, minutes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we'll start with,
Good luck this season.
we'll start off with, let's see, we got.
February, March, and April.
Yeah, just
How
three.
come I only have 2 sheets?
Are you missing something, Bill?
I know,
Okay, what do you think?
We got,
I have April 9th and I have March 10th.
Okay, you don't have February 3rd?
I did have.
you know, there's
Sure.
What's that?
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, February 3rd. Does anyone have anything, any comments on the first page?
Were the right people here, or enough of the right people?
You know what, we don't play that game anymore.
Okay, so,
Robert's rule says we don't have to,
okay,
and we don't even have to vote on
okay.
it, okay? If no one has any comments, I know I read this, I must have left it home or something.
Yeah. Let me see, why did I underline so?
I don't know.
No, I'm good, that's fine,
Okay.
I was using it as a reference thing.
Second page.
I read them, that was good.
Any comments? No comments? Okay, those minutes, the meeting minutes for February 3rd are approved, as written,
Okay.
by the power vested in me by Robert's rules. Meeting minutes March 10th, 2025. I take exception to excused.
Okay.
We're not in grammar school anymore. This is a volunteer board, nobody's paying us. And people either present or they're absent. So I don't like the word excused.
Change that to absent.
Yes, ma'am. I had nothing else on page one. Did anyone else have anything?
No, that was good.
All good?
I don't see anything.
Page two?
Sticks out.
Was good,
Looks good.
Okay.
good.
The minutes for March 10, 2025 are approved. And last but not least, minutes for April 9th.
Same thing with
Again,
excuse.
excused, I don't like that word.
I
Okay.
was confused on that, on whether we're having a meeting, not meeting, whether it was administrative, where it said that
We-
you were having contact with them and would decide which. I was confused if it
We
was a
had-
meeting that night.
We had a meeting, and the meeting was to grant a request for continuance. We had to have a meeting because it was scheduled.
That was
There's
that
an email
5
saying that
minute
you were in
meeting we had.
contact with them and then the date was changed or
There was,
so
there was a
that's
lot of back and
a
forth.
lot of back and forth on that, so I was
Yeah.
confused on that one.
So anyway, it's been continued to sometime in
accept-
September.
I'll accept the word that confused, not excused or absent.
Okay. Any comments, anyone, on page one? Other than my nitpick. Page two. All good?
It's all good.
Okay, then, the minutes for April 9th are approved.
And I think we're caught up on minutes.
I think we're
Except
caught up
for this
on
meeting.
minutes. Yep, and, does anybody have anything they wish to discuss before we adjourn?
Nothing else in the queue.
There is that.
Okay, good.
Everybody good? All good. Then I would entertain a motion that we adjourn.
Make a motion to, we adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
That, wait,
Okay.
wait, it's not up to you. We've only got one chairman at a time. Okay? Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. All in favor of adjourning?
I'm gonna go excuse myself. Well, put it this way, excuse me. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.